go, and there we go. Well, I have not videoed anything in a long time, but well, I figure there's nothing better to do during the plague, so I might as well, you know, talk to my phone. Uh, I had gone camping, filmed, never did edit, put that together and put it up. Maybe during this time that I've got nothing better to do, I'll do that. Ooh, I want to start this music over. I love this. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Where are we at? Let's get this to the beginning. I love this band called Split the Sun. Really good. I got to remember that camera's over here. I keep wanting to look at the little red dot where you start it, or look at myself. And then I look all cross-eyed. Okay, there we go. Oh no. I wonder if that's too loud, too low. I love this. I love the whole record. It's good. Not on Spotify yet, unfortunately. I would love to be able to just stream it on Spotify and not have to look at YouTube. But if you like the background music, go to it's called Stoned Meadow of Doom is the YouTube channel, and this one is kind of halfway down his page. And it's a group called Split the Sun, and I think the record is just self-titled Split the Sun. So, cheers. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, 8:30 in the morning or something, but hey, it's Irish somewhere. I stole that from my friend who was starting early with vodka, and then he said it was Russia somewhere. Or Russian somewhere. Oh, sneezing. Oh, tried to block a sneeze there. Oh, let me get a tissue. It's not bad enough that I got the flu, or who even knows what I had. Me and my girls all got really sick about 6 weeks ago. And I thought it was the flu. Sick for a couple days. Girls got better. I've had a cough for 6 weeks, so who knows? I may have this shit. I may have the plague. I mean, I'm living through it if I have it, so who knows? Excuse me. Blow my nose on camera. So on top of having a cough, which is most likely bronchitis, I am prone to that. I had chronic bronchitis my whole life. Oh God, did I now just make my nose all red? Anyway, yeah, I've had bronchitis pretty much my whole life, so it's probably that. But, you know, with the plague going around, you automatically think, oh my God, I have it. But if I had it, well, I lived through it, so yay. Yeah, the being homebound thing is kind of strange. I'm a homebody as it is. I mean, the only thing I really like to do is go visit with my friends. I like to hang out with a couple of my friends. And I do like to go hiking and painting and camping, that kind of outdoor stuff. But I'm not like a shopper. You don't find me in the mall unless my daughter's begging me to go to the mall. I'm not a mall person. You know, I'm not a shopper. My clothes are basically t-shirts and jeans. That's all I wear, and Chucks. I don't buy fancy stuff. I'm not a fancy person. As you can see, gray hair, no fingernails. You know, my makeup's pretty plain, just drugstore stuff. Almay eyeliner and some. I think, what am I using? I did start using this one foundation. Getting older, I felt like my face was looking craggy, so I do put a foundation on now. I never used to, and I think that was. I want to say CoverGirl. I can't even remember now. Oh well. Yeah, and that's about it. That's all, and some chapstick or something. So this isn't affecting me that way. I see a lot of women moaning about their roots growing in and their fingernails. But yeah, that's not my concern. I just miss seeing my friends the most. That's been the hardest. But I have been trying to be productive. I have a million hobbies, and you know, painting and crocheting. So I've been crocheting bookmarks for one friend who called me and said she'd like to give them out at Christmas time, and she knows how flaky I am with my projects. I'll start and then throw it in the back of the closet because I get bored with it. I don't know. I think I might have ADD. Who knows? Because I have a real hard time with some projects. If it takes too long, I get bored with it and want to go on to something different. So I have a big box full of my ongoing projects, and so when I'm bored with one, I pick something else out of the box. So yeah, so I made her, but I did actually make 10 of the bookmarks so far, and they're pretty cute. Where do I have them? I don't know if I put them somewhere. Let me go get one. Yeah, not sure what I did with them. They might be in the drawer that's right under this desk thing. The drawer holds it's an old secretary desk, and I think I found it in an alley. And I think someone had replaced the hinge in it, and so it doesn't like hold itself straight anymore. So I opened the top drawer to hold and put a book or something, and it holds it straight. I think they're under it, and I don't feel like flipping everything up in the air. But they're a cute little bookmark. So I made 10 of those already, and got tired of that, or more, my hand got tired. I have arthritis. So I was working on a sweater also. I found a half-done crocheted sweater, so I figured I'd work on that. Then, let's see, I've done some cross-stitch that I had almost done. But I did finish a few paintings. I was a good girl in that. I did, well, here, I'll get them. I got all the time in the world. This one requires varnishing, if I can get it out of the light. Campfire, figured I can't go camping, I'll paint a campfire. And, let's see, a ball jar. And a ball canning jar. I don't know. I didn't put the mason on there. I hate doing writing. I hate trying to paint writing on anything, and I don't know, I may go back and put that because it's just bothering me that I didn't put the mason, perfect mason. I think it says it was from an antique jar that I own. I have a bunch of old ball jars that are about 100 years old or more. I downloaded a little chart that showed, I guess you can tell with ball jars by the way it's written. The script kind of changed a little over the years. So you can get an idea how old they are. So I did finish those paintings. I did some other ones. There was some challenges. Oops, I'm flipping shit around. There was some art challenges, but I flaked out on them kind of. But I did a couple of the paintings with the little prompts. I've kind of kept myself busy with that. What have I got in here lately? Let's see, I didn't do those during the plague. Let's see, what did I do during the plague? Let's see here, since I've been home. I think I did this one. It's a gouache painting of like a swamp. I found a pretty picture online, did that. This was actually one of the challenges. It was paint a teacup, since everyone's at home. That. And paint art supplies, so I just painted a palette knife. Then use a medium. There was another art prompt. Use a medium you're not really like proficient in, something you don't usually use. And markers aren't something I use that often. I've only done a couple things with marker, so I did that, which I was really surprised how well it came out. You know, I'm not bragging or anything. I actually surprised myself. I was like, wow, it came out good. Then another art prompt was to paint this certain plant. I can't even remember the name of it, but I've never seen them here. Maybe it's something in Europe or something, I don't know. But I found a nice picture of the plant and painted that. And I think that's it for my my plague art. And I've been using these paints that everybody on YouTube was talking about. I had months ago, it was like well before Christmas, last fall I guess, they started popping up in my my recommendations from Amazon, these gouache paints, because I always paint with gouache, and I bought the Arteza gouache, and I really liked it. I've used it a lot. And these Himi, Miya, whatever gouache came up. this one. And God, I got this antique desk lamp right over my desk here, and it's very bright, and it's like fading out everything. I don't feel like having my overhead light or anything on. But anyway, these Himi, I don't know. It's the company is Maya Arts, but these are called Himi. I'm not sure what the heck. Oh, getting text from a friend. Oh, and to mention this friend, this is my good friend. He works at a grocery store, so he's my best friend, and he works at a grocery store. So during the plague, he's been delivering groceries to me. He is a hero for sure. All the people that work in the store exposed to hundreds of people a day. And I know it's scary. I really hope nothing happens. He's a young guy, good shape, so hopefully he would be fine. You know, but I gotta think that these people must, like, especially people with families, must worry every time they go home that they're bringing the plague home, because they got to be at the store with everybody in their face. But yes, shout out to my friend there. He just brought me some this morning. In fact, that's why I actually have makeup and my hair brushed. I put my pajamas back on. I did get dressed to walk to the front door. That was my big trip for the day. I got dressed, put makeup on and everything to walk to my front door to get groceries and say hi from a distance. Oh well. This too shall pass, right? The human race will always go on. But yeah, that was. So I thought, hey, I got makeup on and I don't look like a fucking hag today. I'll film some. So yeah, I got these in my face here. These are what I've been using though, and so far I gotta say I like them. I really like them. I've tried. I think almost everybody starts with the cheapy little Reeves gouache that you find at Michael's or wherever. And even those, I did a lot of little paintings. They came out good. I mean, the first time I tried gouache, though, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I kept, like, lifting it up from the paper because, it'll re-wet. It's not like acrylic where it dries and you can go over it. And it's not like oil that stay wet forever. Gouache dries very fast, but when you wet it, and try to put another coat on, if you're not careful, you could be lifting the paint up from the bottom, and so it took me a while to get used to it. But then I managed to master it. I think, well, not master it, but I got a good working knowledge of it. So from there I went to what the hell is that coming? Winsor & Newton. Because I follow a woman on Instagram, and she's on YouTube too, Heather Ein, I think it's pronounced, Martin. And her gouache paintings are beautiful. And I noticed that she used the Winsor & Newton mostly. So I bought a whole, all the colors I wanted with that. And I guess it's better quality, but I really didn't find it all that much better than the Reeves. In fact, it seemed like it dried out a bit more. Although I've gone online looking for all the ways to keep a gouache palette going. I've become a master at gouache palette maintenance. My paints never dry out. I found that mixing a little glycerin, you can buy it at like health food stores and stuff in their cosmetic aisles, just vegetable glycerin, it's called. And I just put like one drop in my little pan, of wet paint. And then you must spray often too, and it keeps them going forever. I've got one palette in there with the Arteza gouache. Of course, it's a good palette too. It's like, I'll get it. Might as well. Nothing better to do. This is my little on the go gouache set. I got like everything I need in there, except my I got a little collapsible cup I take with, and what else isn't in here? And a rag to wipe stuff on. But otherwise, I got pencil, sketchbook, everything in here, and it's really cute. I got a tiny little sketchbook. I got some okay sketches. Telegraph pole. A bug I took a picture of when I was hiking. Things like that. One of my son's clocks. A sunrise over a street over here. Was it Avenue R, I think it is. sunset over in Acton at the campground I go to. A sunset that I did from a picture I took last time I went camping out in Saddleback Butte. Cactus, found a picture on the internet I liked. That's about it. But this palette, it's available on Amazon. I keep looking at that freaking red button. My eye is drawn to that red button instead of the camera. This has been the best. I've had these paints in here over a year and they haven't dried up. But I did mix a drop of a drop of glycerin into each one. These are the Arteza Gouache. I got a set of them and I bought this at the same time. One thing though, it's supposed to seal. It's got like a little silicone pad on it, a little silicone mat thing in there, and it's supposed to seal on the top. It doesn't. The paint's still oozed. So what I did was I just take a piece of paper towel, fold it, and put it on there, and I found that to help. Plus, it had like little individual like square cutouts that I guess we're supposed to go in and seal this, and it just didn't. So it actually seals better if I flip it over, put that piece of paper towel, and we're all good to go. I can kind of give you an idea of how it looks inside. There it is inside. And mind you, over a year and they're still moist. Now, sometimes you'll have a problem with mold, but I haven't really had a problem with mold. At one time I opened it and saw a little bit of mold. I just scraped it off and it was fine. This probably could use a squirt. There's some. And yeah, get yourself little spray bottles. That's how you keep it going. If you don't paint very often, you might want to open it and give them all a squirt once in a while. Certain colors I've noticed tend to dry out more than others. Like I noticed when in my Winsor and Newton ones, it seemed like my burnt umber dried up and my what the fuck is that color? Alizarin crimson. They seem to dry up faster and start cracking. But that's all I do. I do that, put this lid on. This is airtight, this one. And really keeps them good. Like I said, over a year, some of those paints. Some of the paints I've refilled, the ones I use the most, like was it ultramarine blue, lemon yellow, those kind of colors. I've refilled from time to time. But oh, here's my little my little junk. This palette is porcelain. It was just like the plastic palette I like to use, but plastic always like stains really bad with the phthalates and what other colors, like Viridian and stuff. They stain so bad. So this little porcelain palette was fine. It fit just right in this little pencil case in the bottom. So when I go to paint, I stick my box of paints like that. I have my palette there. All this crap comes out. It's my pencil. I got a tiny little spray bottle I got at Daiso. I carry the white. I don't put the white in there because it gets dirty, so I just put a new little spot every time I paint. Two different whites I usually use are they don't have a titanium, or at least not at the Michaels anyway, but permanent white, it's like titanium white, and then zinc white, that's like the mixing white. It doesn't overpower. It's helpful when you want to just get a shade on something, like lighten something up a little without making it chalky and everything. So let me put this back together. I got everything just fitting in here. Okay, my little a brush. It's a travel brush. Actually, this brush I put in here because I ordered these off of Amazon, these travel brushes, and I really didn't like the brushes. It came in a set of 3, so I just ripped the brush out and I bought one that I liked at Hobby Lobby. Okay, I knew that name would come to me, and I just cut the handle off and glued it in. So there you go with that. Oh, there's my little sketchbook. So that's like my little gouache painting for when I go out. Now back to this Himi gouache. Everyone calls it jelly gouache. The gouache I think is the same, although I think they might have something in it like glycerin or something to keep it wetter than regular tube gouache, because it seems like it doesn't dry out as much. But I see other videos and people, a lot of times they'll open it and their gouache all cracked. I don't like my gouache to get dry and cracked, so I'm kind of fanatical about keeping my gouache moist. So I've had this open for a month now. I opened it right at the beginning of March. I'll show you. Here's the lid. You, maybe I can dull this light a little bit. Nope, now I'm in shadows. It's weird. Okay. Anyway, you get a little palette. I don't know if you can see that. And here's the colors, the way they look. They're like little cups. I'll try to wrench one out. See? They come in little cups, and they have like a little peel-off lid. And there's 18 colors in this set. I've seen some people have huge sets. I don't need that much. I mean, 18 colors is more than enough. That's fine. And this has been open for a month, and they're all still perfectly wet. Now, what I did was I prepped this. When I opened the cups, I put a drop of glycerin in each one. I probably could have put more than a drop. I get the little dropper bottles at Michael's or, God, I say a lot. Fucking moron. At Hobby Lobby. So I keep a little bottle like that. And I probably could put 2 drops, but it seemed like it was creamy enough. And then what I do is every time I open it, I spray. I give it a spritz, like, you know, like so. You just spritz over the top, keeps the top moist. And what I did was these thin like sponge rags. You can get them at 99-cent store. I cut it to fit in my lid, and then I wet that. So it keeps it moist. Then I put it in a the whole palette, when it's all closed up, I put it in a Ziploc bag. So I found that it stays nice and moist. And the paintings in here that I showed you in my, dang. You can tell I'm certainly not professional at this shit. These were painted with that Himi Gouache, with the Miya Himi Gouache, this one, you know, and let's see. Oh, I did this eyeball. I painted with the Himi Gouache. Let's see. What else did I paint with this one? Oh, these two. Okay. I painted this one with it. That was from a picture. My friend and I took a drive on Highway 138, Pear Blossom Highway, and went all the way around, got to the 15 freeway. We did like this entire loop around the San Gabriel Mountains. Took Route 66 for a while, then got on the 210 to the 14 freeway and came back because I live out in Antelope Valley. And that was just from a photo I took. It was so pretty because it was snowing in the mountains right next to us, then raining up ahead of us with the little sun coming through the clouds. Then I was practicing doing like waves and surf and stuff. And jellyfish. And these were all done with this Miya Himi Gouache. And then the other ones I'd showed before with the swamp and everything, all those were all done with this gouache here. And it's nice. I really like the consistency of it. And it's cheap. Like this palette, I think, is about $18 on Amazon. And if you order like $25 or something, $25, $35, I can't remember what their limit is now, you get free shipping. So, you know, it was a deal. Winsor & Newton gouache, each little tube, which isn't even, I don't even know if a tube is this much. These are 30 milliliter. Might be. I'm not sure. Let me look. Let's see, Winsor & Newton gloss, no, is only 14 milliliters in that, and these are each like 30, I think. Yeah, so you're getting like twice the amount at about $1 a cup. You know, each one of these is only like $1, whereas the Winsor & Newton gouache is about $10 a tube. So, yeah, it would be, what, $180 if you bought all these colors and that. It comes with 2 whites. I notice a lot of people on YouTube saying, oh, it's 2 whites, so they give you extra white. No, they're 2 different whites. One is like titanium white, which is more of your solid, very bold white. The other one is more like the zinc white, like the mixing white, where it doesn't like chalk up your colors as much. It's more for like helping you tint them. But yeah, I have found these to be great. They're still wet. You know, maybe in a couple months I'll open this again. You know, I'll show again how they look. But yeah, like I said, I put glycerin in mine. I stir glycerin and I spritz with water every time I open it. And, you know, and then while I'm working, if it looks like it's starting to get a film on top, a dry film, I spritz it again. And then before I close it, I give it another spritz. So I'm kind of fanatical about the spritzing on my gouache. But it keeps it perfectly moist. It keeps your paints great. They're always nice and wet. Let's see. They don't dry up at all. Close that up. Put it back in its thing. So yeah, I've been enjoying using these. It's kind of a heavy thing. This must weigh about 2 pounds. And I don't know. I really wouldn't want to tilt it, even though the paints really are thick. I don't know if they would run out of the cups, but I don't trust it. So if you're carrying it around, I think I'd keep it level if possible. See, and then I put the whole deal into a plastic Ziploc bag to try and keep it moist. When I had the Winsor & Newtons, I had them in a Magello watercolor, like the, is it water? It's supposed to be watertight or whatever, watercolor palette. And that worked out okay, but it required a little more maintenance. I'll go get that and show you. Okay, it was one of these palettes here. I'll show. You can see it's all stained. Plastic palettes really stain bad. But this was good too. The Heather Martin that I mentioned, the gouache artist, she used one of these. So it was good. And one thing I liked about it was this little, it's like a removable palette, but what I did was I turned it over and stuck it back in that compartment, and it made like a little compartment where I could keep brushes and pencil and stuff. I also, to keep it moist, that same spongy rag stuff, I cut a little piece, it sounded like someone's coming in, and I laid it in here, like in this section when I would keep it closed, and keeping it this way also butted up against the paint better, so it you know, kept it moist longer, and that little bit of sponge. Although I did find that I did develop mold in this one every once in a while, so I'd have to open it and spray it. And you can put like a drop or two of bleach in the water and kind of give it a spray, and it seemed okay. Although that's one thing I gotta say, I saw a girl on, God, I wish I could remember whose video it was. But she had a spray from the company, the Maya Arts, that's supposed to be for your gouache. I can't find it anywhere in the U.S., but I went to their website, and they said it didn't have ingredients, but they said it was. I got another message. There was all cosmetic grade stuff that keep it from molding and to moisten it. I'm assuming, because I used to make lotions and things and cosmetics and stuff, they probably have a preservative for water-based products and glycerin. I'm assuming that it's just a bottle of water with the cosmetic preservative and glycerin to keep it from molding and to keep it moist. So I'm thinking I might try and make some myself, because I have, what the fuck is the one I have? Sorry. But I have cosmetic preservatives. I use them in some of my other things from my my spiritual supply shop, because when I make water sprays and things like that, I put a preservative in it. So I do have some of that. I may try that to see if that works. But yeah, they sell a spray for like moistening your gouache. So the girl in that video was using it. But yeah, this one is also good. But it required a little more maintenance, more spraying. I had to open it like at least once a week, if not twice a week, to give it a spritz, so the stuff didn't dry out and crack and everything. So that's another option with gouache palettes. If you paint often, that's great. So far, I'm doing good with the Himi one there, the Miya, whatever. Let me look at my thing here. I've got my iPad so I can text my friend back. Let's see, what are we doing? Brand new Matthew Jensen. Okay, I don't know what was just texting me. So that's what I've been keeping myself busy with there. Listening to music, watching TV, watching the news, and getting myself scared, then turning that off and not watching for a few days. I'm hoping this new treatment that they're touting. I'd heard about it a while back with what they had done in France with the medications, the hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin. They had really good luck with treating the coronavirus with that. And so now that it's been approved here for off-label use, and they're starting to prescribe that, so maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel with this thing, that they can at least get people out of the hospital faster. And there was some evidence that it might be used as like a preventative as well. They were thinking of maybe prescribing for hospital workers and stuff to try and lessen their chance of getting it, or at least like shorten the duration, or if they do get it, like lessen the symptoms and stuff, that kind of thing. Like a, what would you call that, prophylactic or something, something that'll prevent the, them from getting it, hopefully, or not getting as sick right off the bat, instead of waiting till they're sick to treat them. Oh my goodness. Okay, I see what my friend was showing me. It's this guy, Matthew Jensen. He has a YouTube channel, and he does sword reviews, and I like swords a lot. And it's this big sword. Let me just tell him I'll let him know. I'll have to watch in a minute. Let me finish gabbing. Okay, there we go. So that's good. Kind of feels good to get up and, put makeup on and stuff. I've only done it, a few times, missing my friends and missing hanging out. Like Sunday was my friend day, hang out with my best friends. And so what we've been doing is video chats. On Sunday, I've video chatted with my one friend, and then I had a video coffee date with my other friend. That's kind of our thing. Every week or two, we'll go and sit and have coffee for like 3 hours, and we'll paint together or just talk, and it's really nice. So we did a video coffee, so we're going to have a video tea party too at some point. So just trying to stay connected with people that way. My son, I miss him so much. It's awful not being able to give someone a hug. He drove out here once, and it's like we had to talk across a car, but it was still nice to see him. He works with the public, and so he's exposed every day. So I really don't want to take chances with my family here that, I'm all quarantined with. Jeez, I keep seeing stuff fall. Is that chunks of dust? Every once in a while I see a little, I think it's off this lamp from moving it, because this lamp was sitting up on top of a bookcase for a while, and I took it down, and I just kind of did a quickie on it to wipe the dust off of it. So anyway, what am I up to? A half hour here? Maybe I might cut it off now and get started on something, do something productive. I got another painting ready to go. I'm really bad with perspective on circles, and I was trying to do like a flying saucer kind of hovering over a city, and it was just really not coming out. I redrew, and I think I finally got it kind of the way I want it. So I want to paint. But I had put a wash of color on the canvas in my room here, and it just seemed like I had a headache the entire day. There's not enough ventilation. So there's a big open kind of second family room in my house up here on the second floor. We just call it the playroom because we threw all the kids' toys in there. So I think I'll go in there because it has a big arched doorway, more air to come and go. There's a big window I can open, and I think I'll set up. I switched all my equipment because I had everything in this desk here that I'm sitting at and in just a little box. So I loaded everything I was using for painting into my French easel, and I will probably take that in there when I want to paint so I can have more air, because I don't know, usually the odorless mineral spirits don't affect me that much, but the little setup I had, my cup was like there's a little what do I want to say, it's a tripod shelf. I had it on that, and it's got a hole cut in it for your cup, but it's like right below me, so I just had fumes coming right up in my face. and it just gave me a headache all day. And having the painting in here drying with because I had just put a wash of oil paint with a lot of the thinner in it, and I had a headache all day. And I thought, yeah, I don't need to be worrying about that right now. So I switched it all to the French easel so I can just cart it back and forth real easy. When I want to go in there, just fold it up and, I'll paint in there for now. Right now, that room's piled with boxes because I was switching out rooms. My daughters were sharing a room, and then they decided they wanted their own room. So I was occupying 2 rooms, my bedroom and another room as like my work room. So I had to combine. We all moved bedrooms. I'm in their old bedroom because it was like it was bigger than my bedroom and my work room. So I moved into their bedroom. The youngest moved into my workroom, which was the smallest bedroom, and my older daughter moved into my bedroom that has its own bathroom and everything. So she's cool. She's got her own bathroom now and everything. So I share with the youngest the bathroom. But I had to move everything in this one bedroom, all of my work stuff. So I bought this cool like blow up. Let's see if I can get a picture. I got junk piled on it right now. A heating pad 'cause my back's killing me and my pillows. It's a blow-up couch that opens out into a bed. So that's my new place. So it gives me lots of, floor space when I want to work on things, and I can pull out a folding table when I want to work on things. And those cabinets behind me, those white cabinets, I need to get a few more, and I'm getting some cabinets for the top, and that'll be all my storage for the things for my Etsy shop and all my painting supplies, which I have entirely too much. The first 2 cabinets, that's all that's in there is just art supplies. So with the plague here that just kind of put a stop to everything, I wasn't able to go get more cabinets, and so I have boxes piled in that playroom, but it'll get done eventually, and the world will go on. So I am going to sign off now. I think I have talked enough and made myself feel good enough. So I'll go off to work on one of my unfinished projects. Bye, y'all.